Sorry if you were disconnected. Yes, I have a timer app control that is that is sometimes when it works takes the sound away. So yeah, I won't stay for too long, but I just wanna share some thoughts. You know, I was always a person who is very pro education, education, but now I'm learning that education doesn't always depend on college. You can be a very educated person and not go to college. I'm not against necessarily formal education, but I think that the indoctrination right now that they have in colleges, the woke culture in colleges, the ungodly amounts of money that it costs, I think that unless you want to be a doctor or a lawyer, unless you have a very hands-on profession where you have to go through, especially of course if you want to be a doctor, is some other reasons too. I just dislike the way it handled. I dislike the this woke agenda that just poisons the mind. They even try to change the science. They're trying to prove so hard that men and women are the same, that they try to change the science and tell you that they don't um basically they tell you you cannot even say what the woman is. Hi Russell, welcome. I feel so bad living living the life, um leaving the conversation. Everybody wrote comments and everything, but sorry for that. Sorry guys, if you're rejoining, welcome. It's I have time control on my phone, so um when time control does it, somehow I lose the sound. But I forget about this. So yeah, I think that I wish that college would be separate from politics, would be separate from indoctrination. And I really, the thing that I strongly disagree with is that they're trying to rewrite the biology, they try to rewrite the social studies, implying this very harmful theory that women and men are the same. I think that uh, again, legally we are equal. We can do anything we want to do in general, but we are not the same. We are not the same. We are absolutely and not the same. We never will be. That never would. God, this is never was God's purpose. It's never was purpose of anyone for us. We are not made the same. We have different hormones, we have different cycles, we have different preferences. But when you are taught that you're the same, and um, they literally trying to change the undermine the science, tell you that men could be pregnant because as a woman you can feel like a man, therefore this is not your natural gender, that's like your identity, it can be different than your born gender. It's like, what? I'm sorry. And you want young people to pay $100,000 for that? I'm sorry, but you make no sense. Oh my gosh, I hope I can find a clip. Maybe for my next time when I'm early. Welcome back, guys. Maybe I could play the clip. I love this clip where Charlie Kirk talked to this woman that is on a college campus, who cannot answer um what is a woman. She says anybody who wants to be. He asking, so do you think it's really worth to pay the money, the thousands of dollars that your poor parents are paying, or if you taking a loan, right? And you are asked, so he's asking a young woman, so what is a woman? And she's like, whoever wants to be. And like, no, fuck no, no. If somebody is spamming, feel free to put them in timeout. So yes, let me read your comments, guys. And by the way, I want to say special thank you to Russell and Will for my last stream when I was playing clips of Charlie Kirk. Of course, yes, I got a notice from YouTube. Nothing bad, but they just told me you can't monetize this video. So, whatever views and things I had on that, I didn't get a warning or like a any issues with the YouTube, but they just told me you can't monetize the video. At first they approved it, but then they took it off. So thank you so much, guys, for supporting the previous live, for your generous super chats. Because that's the only thing when you play clips. That's the only thing that is goes toward your channel because of the YouTube copyright policy. So just want to make sure that I thank you personally for supporting the previous live stream. And I've been saving a bunch of other clips. One about him asking about the woman, asking a student about the woman, and she cannot answer it. Imagine not be able to answer a question that an elementary child can answer, if not brainwashed. Let me read some of your comments. Yeah, so welcome back. I'm sorry, guys. I rarely go live in my role, but I'm just too tired today. um, I'm an industrial electrician. I help build every kind of impactful building in the city. Oh wow, mostly building jobs. That's amazing, Will. That is amazing. Honestly, these kind of professions are going to be more and more impactful because anything hands-on, we cannot use ChatGPT. We cannot use how you call it. You cannot download it from Google. ChatGPT is not gonna fix your electrical problem, your plumbing problem. So that's an incredible skill. I think you need to go to trade school, if I'm correct, right? You probably went to a trade school. To me, this is like learning Chinese. I think it's such a incredibly important uh, skill to have. So that's wonderful to know. And yeah, I mean, and also it's a high risk job. I understand that you learn the skills, you learn how to you probably have many hours of practice, but man, it's a high risk job. So thank you for doing it, that, because I cannot do this live stream without electricity. I mean, it seems like it's somewhere, but if we lose electricity in the town, we can't do life without it. Thank you so much. Thank you, Will, for the super chat. Thank you for the super chat, Will, and Will saying tell him to eat 1920s cream pickle. What do you mean by that? Are you making a joke to my video with a friend, or are you referring to YouTube? Yes. But you know what? Even like some of you seen, I had a beautiful weekend. We went out to the theater with my friend. But even the skills of being able to find things in your home and make something delicious to eat. I mean, this is also, I know so many women that would much rather, I'm not talking going to a nice place. I think when you go into a nice place, you have an experience that's different. But I know so many people, so many ladies, women, mothers, that rather than make something with their hands, they're gonna dress and go stand in the car line to get food. This is never me. If I have anything in my house and I just want to have something little, I want to create something little, I'm gonna use the thousands of years of Slavic wisdom. I'm not going somewhere to be in a car. It's so soulless for me. I'm not there in this how you call this car when you go through drive through. I'm not going to no drive through. And not only because it's I want to be home, for example, but it's because I can make it better. And I can enjoy it. So I don't, for example, I cannot do electricity work, God forbid. Never let me do electricity work, dear Lord. Because everyone will get electrocuted. Um but there are some things and some skills that ChatGPT and Google will not gonna help. It's like, for example, just something making something out of nothing. That's what Slavic women are very good at. My mom was a master at creating something out of nothing, meaning you just see what you got and you making something. But of course it doesn't, some men get it wrong and they think that, Slavic women, they just want to be barefoot in the kitchen. No, but for little things they don't want to go out. They, in general, would rather make something themselves, rather than you know feeding their family fast food. It's just something that we don't really do. Not feeding family fast food. Also, skills. So real skills you cannot download from Google. Real skills you cannot download. ChatGPT is not gonna show up in your kitchen. ChatGPT will not come and fix your electricity. So everybody here who is maybe have a bit of a not low self-esteem but need encouragement, I want to tell you, if you have real skills, you're already ahead of the game. uh you are you don't even know that you've done yourself a favor by learning real skills. Somebody is asking me, will you date a liberal man? Would you date a liberal? I prefer straight men. That's all that I can say. I need music. Trum. I do prefer straight men. I don't think that will ever change. Um, I don't mind other people, but for me personally, I can only deal with a hyper masculine straight man. So the answer is no. Um, Let me read some more of your questions. David is saying, I agree with the university indoctrination. My sons are not in school, but looking for trade schools instead. Yes, if that's something that they are called for, do believe that in order to be in a trade school too, you need to have that calling. You need to know that, that is something that you are built for, because not I believe not everybody could be a technician and electrician and plumber. You need to feel that in you, but if you do, you can actually be so extremely helpful to your community, but you can be so very successful, because again, think about this. It's only it's gonna be only made through your hands. Like, nobody, no chat gpt is coming to fix it. So yeah, it's beautiful. But again, I believe it's so important to know what you're made for. If you have those traits, if you know that is your thing, that is perfect. But even if you change your careers later, having those man skills, knowing how to change a tire, knowing how to fix to fix or to, not to change a bulb, but to change, sometimes outlets can be dangerous. Like knowing how to take care of some basic but kind of major things at your own home. Oh my gosh, guys, even if you have a possibility to hire somebody, I want to tell you a secret. When, as a man, you can fix things, I can't even tell you. Your attractiveness, your manhood goes times 10. Absolutely goes times 10. Yeah, Will is saying warehouses to factories. Yes, that's awesome. So, I love learning who is watching my lives, so it's pretty cool to know that we have men who have real life skills. Um, thank you for sharing. Thank you for sharing, Will. Thank you guys for the compliments. I really appreciate you. Elizabeth, good morning. Good morning, darling. Good to see you. Okay, I answered about the liberal men. I think I was pretty clear. Most college classes are useless nowadays. Oh my gosh. You know what I found listening to Charlie Kirk more? Honestly, I'll be honest with you. I have not listened to his college debates before, just a few separate ones. One of the reasons I didn't listen was I cannot take the ignorance. It's hard for me to take the ignorance of students, of those. I'm like, what is their IQ? What is their level of education? And they're paying all this money and they don't make any sense, and they sound like not only they're not educated, but they sound stupid. They sound clueless. They sound like, it was so disappointing that I would only watch his clips, mm, that would show on my timeline. I was watching more of his podcast, some parts of his show. I did not have patience to listen to these kids. It was just like overwhelming for me. So, hello, Justin. Thank you. Thank you. Yes, no swearing in any language. Все, кто ругается в чате, все, кто ведет себя неприлично, будут удалены и заблокированы. Nope, I've never been to Burger King. Nope. Why would I do that? I like going to an elegant place, to a beautiful place, or just, sometimes with family, friends, on a date, so on and so forth. But you're not gonna catch me. Why would I eat that trash? Tell me. What is the point of this? If I want to make myself or my family or my friends, if I want to fix a little nice, beautiful, delicious meal, even if it's a small meal, trust me, I would much rather spend 10 minutes making some kind of salad, fish, tea, I don't know, whatever else I want, than going and eat food that is filled with chemicals and filled with terrible things. So no, we actually have Burger King in town. I've never stepped my foot in it, ever. Ever. I don't know. Why do I need to poison myself? All my family. When I have guests, for example, I don't want to get too personal, but I am not that cruel. We were saying they are not stupid, they're just ignorant to the propaganda. There is a very fine line when somebody asks a young woman, what what is a woman, and she's like, whoever wants. She answers, whoever wants to be. Like, I don't know how I feel about it. God bless them. God bless them that they find the truth, find the foundation, so they can build a fulfilled life. You know, it's just, imagine how dangerous it is when you're so young, and you're so indoctrinated that you can't answer a simple question: who is a woman? What is a woman? It's not whoever wants to be. I'm sorry. I'm not going to a bathroom with a man. I'm not. My behavior, and attitude when I'm in a female, in a woman's company, in a girl's company, the things that we do, things we talk about, and when there are men around, it's a completely different dynamic. And if a man comes to me, a full-blown man comes to me, and he tells me that, I'm a woman today, I feel like a woman, I'm gonna think he's insane. We know good and well who is a woman. We know it's not who wants to be. It's not an idea. When we see a lion, if a lion says, oh, I'm a sheep, no, if you're a lion, you are a lion. uh it's if you're a lion, you are not a little cat, you know. If you're a lion, uh like imagine if how ridiculous this looks when people cannot identify simple things. There is no opinions, it's just black and white. But anyway, thanks so much for the super chat. I don't I think that they are indoctrinated to the point that they are becoming stupid, because you must be stupid to not answer this question. I forgot the name of this judge that they were appointing, the woman judge, an African American woman judge that were appointing a couple years ago. She could not answer what the woman was, even though she was only taken for the position because she was um, supposedly a minority and a woman. I actually don't like calling people a minority, but just for the sake of conversation, because she was a black woman and she was black and she was a woman. That's the only reason why. Katanji, I think her name was Katanji Jackson or whatever. I'm bad with names. And she couldn't answer the question. So you're gonna be a judge, you cannot answer the question of what is a woman, even though you have in this position because you're a woman. Man. Anyway, but you know what? I like Will. I like that you're very hopeful. Thank you so much for your generosity. Thank you for the super chat. I think that I hope that ignorance ends and they learn better. I hope that Charlie Kirk's mission will be continued, more conversations will be held, so people won't use years of their life in delusion. And that's why I have so much respect for Charlie, because he knew that is a such important time to target these people 18, 24, 18, I don't know, 25, before they make all those mistakes, you know, before they got rid of their organs, before they before they take this what's these medications when you transition to another gender, like before they do all that stupidity. I think it was so powerful that he wanted to talk to them. And you know, it's just so devastating to me, you know, people who got so much into wokeness thinking that they can change their gender back and forth. They're not hurting us, they're hurting themselves. Because if you're born male, no matter what you cut off, no matter what medication you take, you're always a male, always. I don't need to go for college for second round to just follow the basic logic. You will always be a male, just with certain important aspects cut off. God forbid. That is a horrible thing. And so is same for the females, you know. I know a female just recently, a young woman that is actually, she's so charismatic and so beautiful. And she works in one of the restaurants that I go sometimes. It's kind of like a nicer place. Once in a while we meet there with my ladies. And I feel so much pain because she's so beautiful. She's just so young, and something about her, she has great energy, but she's dressed like a man and she's getting married to some woman, and she just removed her breast. That's why, you know, I think that is so very important to actually use our logic, use our mind, talking to people and so on. It's ignorance to the truth. We want to judge them. It's not our job. No, I'm not judging anything I say on this video. I'm not saying that to judge it. I'm not saying that at all. I want them to do better. But for those of us who will have children of college age, I think it's important, who is, you know, who are taking decisions. College is not answer to all. That's all I'm saying. And I wish them the very best. I am observing. Judging is something different. But I hear your point. Thank you for sharing. Let me bring you to the United States. We have much poverty and a dinner named Chili's. Let me bring you to reality. I'm a US citizen. And I don't need your dinner either. Thank you for the kind words. It's a backward mentality, yes. I asked my wife as a joke. Her reply, I'm not a liberal. I am not those insane ones. I am glad I didn't marry a liberal. I'm glad for you. I'm glad for you. Yes, exactly. A lion does not concern themselves with hyenas. A lion does not identify as a hyena. He will never tell you, I feel like a mouse today. No, no. There are some things we cannot change. It's something we're born with. You can play the video clips, you just have to speed them up to start. Yeah, I'm gonna educate myself how to properly play clips, but it's okay, guys. I mean, it's nice when they keep the AdSense and so on, but I love so much playing, but I'm gonna learn how to and find you can find clips without music, but it's not a big deal. It's not a big deal, and also I have other ways, and sometimes it's sometimes it's just so good for a conversation I cannot say no. So, but I really really appreciate, guys, for your support of the channel and your contribution. And your thoughtfulness, it's so nice to have a place where you can just connect with people who are not losing their minds. I partied my life away, now I'm old. Well, I'm sorry to hear that. Tell this to the young people, that there's really no fulfillment there. I mean, I don't know, there are many ways to have fun. And being drunk, like, I just want to give you guys an idea. I stopped drinking when I was 19. Okay, I was like, I woke up one morning and I'm like, okay, this ain't going nowhere. I know you in America, you're not supposed to start drinking till 21, but at 21 I thought I was way too mature for this kind of stupid. So I remember that morning I had little group. I was very good at school. I actually had very very high grades. I was a head of my faculty. I was very passionate about learning. I studied political science. I studied international relationships, English, literature, and a bunch of other things in between. But I got a bad influence. There were some people who were a little bit like were a little bit on the wrong path, and I just thought for a moment that alcohol was fine. I thank God nothing really bad had happened, but it wasn't even the party. I've never was interested in like student places, party places. I was always a bit too classy, too mature to go to some like broken plastic cups. No, no, none of that. But I was already working. I was working in college. I was working. I was doing uh like interpreting and some other things on the side, and guiding. I was guiding tours in my city, so I was making some money. And we would go to these elegant places, and I was just influenced, and I just wanted to try. And then I remember one morning I woke up and I was like, why am I doing this? Like, I'm having fun without all of this stuff. Why exactly am I doing this? There is no reason to do this. And I just stopped. I had a mature gentleman in our company that liked to make an impression on us and buy us expensive drinks. And I felt so flattered. And then again, one morning I woke up, I looked at myself in the mirror, and it wasn't like anything heavy, but I just thought I need to snap out of it. And I remember it was a couple months before my 19th birthday. And I was just thinking, this is not going to benefit me. So I think some of the best things is when you as a young person, you are around successful people. They can sometimes give you a hint, guide you a little bit, tell you, you sure you want to be drinking tonight, or do you want to get on a computer and maybe open your YouTube channel, or do you want to create a course, do you want to do you want to create a service people need and get paid, or do you want to be drinking away and have all this debt, have old beat up car, and not being able to invite a girl to go out, you know? So yeah, not you, miss. Yeah, well, you know what I'm saying is that I was done by 19 years old. I realized how stupid that is. Of course, my parents, I was living at home, so thank God I didn't do anything. But one time, okay, I'm gonna tell you story time. One time we have this club called Hollywood, and there was a performance. It was Klitschko, you know Klitschko, Klitschko brothers, some other celebrities. Yeah, I was a big, I love to go socialize and mingle, you know, with people and local celebrities and concerts. My college was in town, and I just was a very social butterfly. I don't know how I did it. I hate it now. Only like in increments. But anyway, so I remember I was 17 years old. In Ukraine, you can go to these type of places when you're young, but I looked very presentable. I looked more mature than 17. So anyway, I was with my best friend, and we were going some kind of concert. There were also different stars. I'm sure you know about Klitschko, the boxing guys. Yeah, they're so tall. It's insane. Like my whole height, I am below their elbow. Like I'm around 5'4" plus heels, so maybe like 5'8" in heels, 5'9" in the high heels, right? But they are like twice. So my height in heels is not even their legs. They're so tall. That's what I remember. Anyway, guys, I wasn't. We had a couple drinks, but it was nothing. Um, we were taking taxi to go back after the club, after the concert, so excited. And this one guy backs up his car. I didn't want to sit down in their car. I was with a friend of mine. He backs car. Basically, he hits me with his car. He backs up on me, and it was very very scary because I fell down basically, and his tire. So he backed up on me. He wanted to back up for me, but I didn't want to go in nobody's car, in not a taxi car, and so his tire stopped near my neck. It was so stupid and so scary. I wasn't drunk. I had a drink or two, but I wasn't drunk, and I it was one of the moments when I realized, okay, this needs to stop. There is no reason for me to be out so late. There is no reason for me to be in this situation, because I realized what I could put my parents through, my mom, my father. That would be it's just selfish. When young people put themselves in danger, it's just so selfish. So I'm not just sitting here talking. I lived still living a very colorful life. So talking from the experience, and I realized I don't think I've ever told this to my dad, but he saw that in the newspaper. I never told this to my father. There was no way that I would tell him about this. And it wasn't my fault. The guy was held accountable. He had to pay the reparation fees and a bunch of things. But I had a scar on my arm with a tire. I had a tire print. I don't know, like embellished the tire on my arm. And I was just like, okay, we are not doing this again. If we are going somewhere, we are going with protection. We are just being smart. Like, took me time to realize, and I was just mortified. Honestly, I was so scared for my mother and my father. I was so scared. And if some young people are watching, or maybe you have young children, like, I don't know if they teach this here in US, but in our country we have this responsibility. We understand that for our parents we are everything. There is no worse thing in the world. There is no bigger heartbreak in the world when something happens to your child. When a child is for have fun, risking their life, uh doing stupid selfies on the end of the mountains, to put a selfie to impress somebody, and then you lose your life, or partying, or drunk driving. We always need to think about our loved ones, our family. Imagine this when you drunk driving, for example, and you can just create such a disaster in your life. So if I would do this over again, I would never do that at all. But I do love nice concerts still. Just trying to use my mind better. Yeah, so yeah, cured cured real fast. um well, it's a phone book and it's a miss it well, it's a phone book and it's missing your number. Yes, it is missing my number. Thank you, Rob. David is saying, I stopped drinking 12 years ago, but I think I did. Good for you. Good for you. For me, I can have a glass of wine. I don't really like wine. My friend Sveta, she's like an expert in it, but I can have a cocktail sometimes or something, but I don't care about it. It's unless I have a couple shots of whiskey, I can't even feel it. I don't know. Maybe it's because I'm Russian and Ukrainian. For me, it's like drinking water. So very, very, very limited quantities. Um, don't care about it. But I know people who tend to drink. Or maybe socially drinking often. I think it's a great accomplishment to stop drinking, because Charlie Kirk didn't drink. That's why he also achieved so much. Donald Trump doesn't drink. A lot of successful men don't drink at all. Some of my friends don't drink at all. Yeah. So that's just a great accomplishment, David. Very happy for you and for your family, especially for your sons. When you don't do these things, your sons learn from actions, not from words. Thank you, Will. You are you are so sweet. I think you're telling somebody what my channel is about. Will is saying she's a lady who is guiding both men and women to love. Thank you. Thank you. Yes. My channel used to be we talk only about relationships, but sometimes you want to add a little bit more. Uh Thank you guys for the kind words. If we don't have college in the US, we'll end up with more women like you, sadly. I am sure. I'm sure. It would be so sad if women in US would speak at least four languages, learn all the classic, read all the significant classic literature, open their own endeavors, and have more education than you can have in 10 lives. Yeah, that would be, I guess, very sad. Very sad. But one can hope. One can hope. Okay, let me see. Let me see. What? What? No, not going to Wendy's either. A lot of mean comments. That's okay. Yeah, of course, I never graduated. Never. I have mods. I have mods, guys. I have amazing mods, but they are sleeping. I did not want to wake up my, oh, I have Russell, I still need to send you, I still need to send you the link so you can share my links and info. Sorry, I haven't done it yet. I mean, it's not a big deal, honestly. It's not a big deal. Let's see. Okay, Kevin, then don't talk. I was never ever drunk in my life. Good. If I would live my life over, I would do the same. Thank you, guys. Thank you, thank you. Okay, this guy is annoying. I'm sorry. Um, I'm gonna make your life so much easier. Sorry, Kevin. It's time to go. It doesn't make any sense. I'm looking for the comments. What you need is education, basic education, not in. No, the thing is, I am all about education. I think when you listen to Charlie's interactions on those campuses, he has, just because he didn't go to college didn't mean he didn't have education. You can see he's well read, he's well rounded, he has more knowledge than these people on a campus. I am very pro education. I'm just talking about indoctrination in college. And I am very much a believer in personal education, that formal education is, you have to be careful nowadays. You have to find out what you want it to be. You don't want to, i just I just don't want to be, even if I would be going to college right now, I don't want to be surrounded by green haired women. I'm sorry, I don't want to be surrounded by this trash style people. So I don't know what I would do. Maybe there are some different ways to get classes, but I don't want to be in that ever. But I'm very much pro knowledge. I'm pro research, reading, learning languages, traveling, researching, having real life experience. I was very blessed to visit many countries, to speak in those countries with people in their language. So I am very much pro growth, and I think people need to be evolving from the days they're born to the days they die. I don't think you ever should stop educating yourself. And most brilliant people, even if they have formal education, but their brilliance, their success in life didn't come from just formal. Their real success came from them diving deep and grinding by themselves, exploring it a lot further than any university. Sharon says it's more of who you know than what you know. That is true too sometimes, yes. Um, thank you, Nico. Прекрасно, Игорь, я тебя поздравляю. Так и есть. Вообще-то я из Украины. Thank you guys for the kind words. I'm so tempted to play some clips. Shall I play some clips? Well-rounded, independent self-sufficiency isn't taught in schools. You know what concerns me is that analytical thinking is not taught in schools. Analytical thinking, when you have your own opportunity to take decisions, to make your analysis of things, uh, if you are not following the narrative in school, you can get in a lot of trouble. Here I'm talking about the regular school. Trust me, I know that. If you don't think that, if you disagree with some of the narratives, you really put yourself in a bad position. So I think they really need to leave people alone when it comes to they really need to leave people alone when it comes to uh, this propaganda, as it's just, it should be illegal to even talk about it in school with children. Oh, you want me to make Will a mod as well? I don't know. Does he wants to be a mod? Yes. Oh, thank you. Thank you, guys. Yes. Oh, um, we need a nation of workers, not thinkers. We need both. We need both. We need people who think. We need people who create systems. We need people who have skills that makes this world go round. We need everything. I'm so tempted to play some clips, but uh, I wish it was a bit earlier. We should not stay maybe for, well, I know people actually watch me around the world. um College in USA needed for some professions, but not really as many as there are degrees available today. Yes, I completely agree. I'm not against college at all. I'm not against education, but college is needed for certain professions. Exactly. I talk about it. Like, for example, being a doctor, being a lawyer, but a lot of professions, a lot of things you don't need to go to college for. And I think that the future is going to be that we're going to have a very precise trades. Like some people go to trade school to be electrician, to do this, to do this. Um, I think it's really important to know what you want. You don't always have to go to school for 8, 10, 15 years. I mean, I'm exaggerating, but y- I think that the future is going to be for your particular trait, for your particular profession. You should go and study. You don't have to study the history of LGBTQ, to become a veterinarian, for example. I think people would want to study more defined paths rather than to have to spend 5 years in just too much of the time stretch. It can be collapsed, focused on exact skills that you want to have. Thank you, Will. Thank you so much. Yes, you see, I somehow knew that. Will is saying I don't want to be a mod. Okay. Look up how many abortions have happened in America compared to the total deaths of everyone. I know. I know that only in black community over 20 million. I don't know the whole number, but I remember looking this up, and it was over 20 million children that have not been born. That is insanity, absolute and utter insanity. And I don't know the number. I honestly, I don't want to make. I don't know the number for all ethnicities in U.S., but I know that for, I know that for black community, it was over 20 million children have not been born since 1970s, 1980s. It's insanity. Thank you so much for the super chat, Will. And yes, I actually do have a lot of, I have enough of mods. It's just I didn't want to text my mods so late because I'm on my own schedule and I just want to be respectful. Even though I know some of my mods are night owls, but I didn't know. I don't feel comfortable reaching out to people very late. Even though I know my favorite my favorite mods are gonna be upset that they didn't know about the live. But yes, Will, excellent point. Okay, I'm tempted to play something. Soon I'm gonna be playing clips in more in more in a better way than this. Let's see. The problem with college, much like healthcare, yes, is that you in the US is now like a for-profit venture. Exactly, exactly. They just make it so in such a huge business, put young people in so much debt. Two things that should never be profit have been manipulated. Well, I don't know how you can have health care without investment, but that's a whole different thing. But with a college, yes, I think it's a major, major business convincing you, oi, it's a major, major business convincing you that you need that you know you cannot do without it, you know. It's a major, major, major business. A lot of things and professions, like if you want to be an entrepreneur, you don't necessarily need college. You want to learn accounting for your business, you want to learn marketing for your business, you want to learn some skills, you can do it very targeted. You don't have to go to college. I have a lot of friends who wanted to be entrepreneurial and open their business, their endeavors. They've never done it because they thought they need to go to college. And some of them went to college and wasted all the time and money and still did not open no business. Not everything requires formal education, but some professions absolutely do. Yes, it really depends. But I strongly dislike that they made such business like books. Like, have a friend who is going through nursing school, books, $300 for a book, and then they change them all the time. This is crazy. I do not like the idea. You need to go deep into debt, thousands, tens, $100,000 into debt to study before you ever made a dollar. So that is insane as well. um I just got a notification from my app. I told you guys I have time control on my phone, so I think I have like 5 minutes or so, maybe 10. And my so the video gonna get locked. I'm gonna lose the sound, and this we're gonna call it a night. I won't play any clips right now. I'm gonna prepare all the best clips for my next live. I'm gonna prepare them. Even if they have copyright music, I will still play them so we can discuss and have fun. We'll see if I can maybe find them without the music, but I have a selection. I want to put them in a certain, even if I just play an audio, I want to put them um in a certain way. So yes, I won't play any clips right now because we are wrapping up. It's almost 1 a.m. Eastern time. Um, let's see how many minutes I have. Yes, my phone, my phone is going to lock in about either 5 or 10 minutes. So the sound gonna be gone, and I'm just gonna send you au revoir. Um, I created opportunity and put myself in a positions to gain. Retired before I turned 30. Nice. Worked 17 years, 200 occupations 25 years ago. Wasn't going to do one thing and hire everything else out. Excellent. Yes, there are so many ways, like, not you really need to cater to who you are. You really need to. Some people made to be entrepreneurial. Some people are great at doing precise tasks. You really need to find out, to maybe take some tests, to try a few things before you commit to many years and many thousands of dollars. And again, I am very much pro education, but I am pro very deep education where you keep going, you keep learning, you keep grinding. A lot of times in college is it's they have a lot of stupid classes that you don't need, the propaganda classes and other things. Guys, don't worry so much about the mean comments. I'm not worrying about that. I know you can't live without me, Justin. I already learned that. Investment doesn't mean profit. If you only going into medicine to make money, you are not the kind of doctor I want working on me and my family. Yeah, it's too complicated. Don't you make profit in your work? I think that